everybody! Yeah, boy. A lot of new faces here. This is exciting. Haunt acting is a little bit different than most of it. It's more of a transfer of energy to somebody else, from you to somebody else. I like to use a lot of acrostics. One of them I like to use is fear. So you gotta be able to be frightening. You gotta be able to read your room. You gotta be energetic. You gotta be able to maintain that energy all night. You gotta be aware. Aware of your groups, aware of safety, aware of lights, aware of sound. Probably the most important on this list is be reliable. Show up, do your job, stay at your set. You control the flow of your set. You control how people react there. So, can anybody tell me what the 2 cardinal sins of haunt acting? What are the 2 things you should never say? Those of you who have been here before, don't answer.
I was here.
That's right. That's one. What's the second one? I'll bet you you've heard it before.
I've been here, but I don't.
You remember?
Taxes.
Get out. How many times have you been in a haunted house or anything like that, and somebody's like, "Get out of here!" Right? Really? These people just paid a premium to be here. The last thing you're going to want to do is tell them to leave. No, you want them here. You may want them to move along in a steady pace, but you still want them here. You don't want to tell them to get out. And there is a bit of a caveat to the whole get out or the whole boo thing. It can be used and it can be effective, but it's got to be in the right setting. For instance, if you're walking through and I just come out and boo, yeah, that doesn't really do anything. But if you're walking through and you don't even know I'm there, and just out of nowhere I just kind of come up behind you.
Why me?
Boo. Which leads me into the next thing. Louder isn't always better. Okay? Louder isn't always better. We have people up here that can scream for hours on end at very high decibels. Every dog's head in a 3-mile radius will explode when some of these girls scream. But they don't do it at a constant and in somebody's ear. It doesn't do any good. All it is annoying. It's kind of like another instance. You ever been in a place where they've got chainsaws? Okay?
Yeah.
Turn on the chainsaw, what do? For that first initial response, you jump, you run, you scream. But what happens when they just keep going and going and going and going? It's not scary anymore. It's just annoying. So you got to know when to draw it back, when to pull it in. So, some other things. Another one of my great acrostics. Sorry, I used notes. And I'll get off and believe me, I'll get off to the subject too. Another one is scare. So first one, select. Select your target. Look around. Know where they are. Somebody tell me, who do you think is the best, probably going to be the best target in a group when you see them? The middle. Why?
Because
The most scared one's going to be in the center.
That's part of it.
they think they're safe.
Boom. Exactly. Most times when you've got a group coming through, they're going to be anywhere from 4 to 10 people. And when they come through, when you look at it, who's usually the one in the very front? They're going to be the one that they're not scared of anything. They aren't scared of anything. They're laughing their ass off, and they're having fun. The guy in the back, usually, same scenario, but he likes to watch what's going on. That person in the middle is usually going to be your one that's going to be the most scared. They're going to be the one that's going to be the most uncomfortable, but they feel like they're insulated because they've got their friends in front of them, they got their friends behind them, and you'll be able to pick these guys out probably 9 out of 10 times. Because you're going to be walking, you're going to see the one person out front that's doing this. You're going to see the other guy that's going to be in the back going, and then you're going to see this person. Or this. Yeah. There is your target. And that is going to, and the great thing is, but it also goes back to what you said. You get the most bang for your buck. Because if you target that person in the middle, or if you target that person in the front, okay, you might get a little bit of scare out of them, but then the rest of their friends just kind of just saw what happened and, okay, great. Go for the guy in the back. Well, the people up front missed it. You target that person in the middle, it's all inclusive.
Yep.
You know? That being said, you're not going to scare every person every time. And that's okay. You don't have to. You really don't. Now, would you want to scare every person every time? Sure. But it's not always going to happen. You're always going to find people that just they're not scared. These things don't scare me, blah, blah, blah. They're here for the laughs. And that's fine. Because the more people you scare versus the less is going to definitely outweigh each other. So that's the S in scare. C, categorize. So you got to kind of categorize what kind of people you're going to see in. Teenagers, younger teenagers, some really big people, big tall guy, the pair of drunk cougars that decided to have a couple of margaritas and go to the haunted house. We get them, and we get a lot of them. So you can categorize those people. And you can tailor how you're going to scare them by just looking at that. A lot of times the 13, 14-year-old girls, that's kind of low-hanging fruit, man. You're going to scare them pretty easy. Yeah, you're going to scare them easy. The cougars are just too busy laughing. Them sometimes you just want to work on making them uncomfortable. The ones that I've found a lot of times are the best ones, they're most fulfilling, are those big guys. Because we've had people come through, there's guys 6'5", 350. This dude is a tank. I said 2 words to him and he crumbled into a ball. Who'd have known?
What'd you say?
Where? Oh, I guess that's 3. Where are you going?
We also had hockey players last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we had the entire Riverman team come through. And keep in mind, they're not all Americans. Most of them aren't Americans. Haunted houses.
Biggest Canadians just yelled at carbon tax at her.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
I like her. So yeah. So next in scare is awareness. Know your distance from your guest. Know your environment. Be on the lookout for the angry boyfriend.
Oh.
So, all right, I need a volunteer. Come on up.
Oh, dang it.
You're way too willing.
He's letting you.
All right, so what I want you to do is stand right there. Okay?
You can't go the way I thought it was going to go.
Your insurance is paid up, right? Okay. Got kids?
You want any more? No.
So, talking about awareness, right? So from this distance, standing here with this hammer, you don't know what I'm going to do with this. You don't know. Where am I hitting you first?
I was ready to bowl. I was getting ready to say bowl out of here.
Is it going to the head? Is it
Hopefully.
going to the knees? Is it going somewhere in between? See how uncomfortable he was? So now that I'm up in his bubble, and guess what I didn't do? I didn't hurt him. Why? Because I can't hurt him. We're here to entertain them. I'm not going to hurt him. But when I was back there, he didn't know that. He didn't know that at all. So this gives you an example of why you don't have to be up in somebody's, I call it their hula hoop. Imagine you walking around with a hula hoop around you. Tell me about it. But that's the whole thing. You can do more outside of somebody's hula hoop than you're ever going to do inside. Because I could stand back there and tell him I'm going to kill him. Or more to the point, where am I going to hit you?
Yeah.
Where am I going? And the whole time he's sitting there going, oh boy, where's he going to hit me? What's he going to do? Once I get here, I'm going to hit you with this. No, you're not. I'm not scared of you anymore.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Situational awareness. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, you're
Yay! All right, reaction. Watch the whole group. Reacting to you, reacting to each other. Learn from that. Because you will see that. You're going to target that person in the middle. That may be a complete red herring. They may look scared, but they may not react. But the person behind them that's been jabbering the whole time, they're going to be the one that's going to start screaming as soon as you get close enough into them. And it will happen. And then finally, the E is escape. Don't linger too long. Scare them and leave. If you don't get it right away, move on. Like I said, you're not going to get every scare every time. You know, because again, it becomes annoying at that point. You know, it's kind of like that guy at the high school dance keeps wanting to dance with you, but you say no, and you say no. Come on, come on. You know, after a while, it's like, come on, be scared. Scared. Please be scared. Yeah. So, there's a lot of science and psychology that goes into this. You know, we, as humans, are inherently born with the fear of two things. Every human. Does anybody know what they are?
Nope. Wouldn't be unknown.
Wrong. But good guess. Al?
Loud noises.
Loud noises! I got one to jump.
See? I just looked at you.
Correct. What's the other one?
Uh-huh.
Close.
Small spaces?
No, but I know a lot of people who are. Falling.
Oh my god.
Everybody is inherently born with the two fears of loud noises and falling. Everything else is a learned behavior. Yeah, you ever have a baby and you just do that a little bit, there you go. Everything else is a learned behavior. So what works for one person, what scares one person may not necessarily scare another person. I personally don't like being up on high ladders, but I could hold a tarantula in my hand, no problem. If I gave it to Ryan, he would turn inside out. That tarantula would turn inside out. So yeah. And what you want to do, you want to make sure and be able to use your environment. And this is where it gets to be in the idea of being aware of your surroundings. Okay? Because you'll end up finding that sometimes the simplest little thing that you don't really think is going to help you with your scare is going to help tremendously. Prime example. We had a hanging cage with a body in it. Hung about 8 feet in the air. It's right on the trail. So, Ryan, if you'll help me demonstrate this. So,
Every customer ever?
yeah. Walking through, I'm walking. Oh, look at this. Hey, that's cool.
And then they did that.
So they're up here looking at this, paying a bit of attention to what's in front of them, and then boom, there you are. I can guarantee you just about every time, that'll get them. Another thing to remember is sometimes the scare is not the scare. Walk into a room and you've got somebody in there and you're disemboweling somebody. Looks really cool and everybody's paying attention to it. Is that really the scare? Or is the guy that's over here in the corner that nobody noticed because they were too busy watching you disembowel somebody that pops out? Classic misdirection. It's easy and it's fun and it's just amazing. So let's see, where am I at? Some of the things you want to work. Notes, hard. One thing I gotta stress more than anything else, and this is probably one of my biggest pet peeves ever. Stay in character. Nothing. I call this my Disney World speech. Okay? Now, hear me out on this. Walt Disney had a very simple plan. Whenever you're out in front of the public, you are on stage. Everything, they use this at the parks. Everything that's not out in public is backstage. Okay? That's why you're not an employee, you're a cast member there. Because you're in the cast. Okay? So, with that, staying in character. That's why when they built Walt Disney World, they had the utilidors underneath, because you didn't want to see a cowboy from Frontierland walking through Tomorrowland. Same reason why we don't have clowns in a cemetery. Doesn't make sense. I raised 2 kids up here that went all through Market Heights schools. I volunteered pretty regularly with the schools, so a lot of kids that went to school with my kids knew me. I don't know how many times. Oh, hey, aren't you Kelsey's dad? Aren't you Drake's dad? Never heard of them. Don't know who they are. Most times, unless there's an emergency out here, once I'm in character, I won't even answer to my name. I'll answer my character's name, but I don't do that. Has anybody ever heard of a guy named Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah.
An actor? So when Daniel Day-Lewis, and he's incredible, but he's an incredible method actor. When he was in The Last of the Mohicans, he carried around a musket on his back for a month. Everywhere he went, everything he did, he carried it, because that's what his character would have been doing. When he played Abraham Lincoln, Mr. President, it's the only way you could address him. He wouldn't answer you otherwise. These are the kind of things I want you to think about. I want you to get into that. Once you get past here, you become that person. That's your motivation. So then you've got to decide, who am I? Why am I here? What do I want to get out of this? What are going to be my interactions with people? So you're going to run into people that are bullies. You're not scary. What else? Dab me up, bro. Play Fortnite. Are you my mommy? Yeah. Are you my dad? 90% of the time, these people aren't tough. They're scared. It's the easiest way. That's the easiest way to pick them out. Is they're scared. So, when you're here, you're creating a relationship with these people, even if it's only for a few seconds, a few minutes. You're creating a relationship. And there was an ad campaign once that there's never a second chance to make a first impression. Kind of the same thing. If you don't have that immediately, it's gone. Once you've lost that, it's pretty much impossible to get it back. And if a scare doesn't work, use it. If it doesn't work, move on. We've tried all kinds of different things. All kinds of different people have tried all kinds of different things. Some of them work, some of them don't. So it's easier to just do it this way. I like to move around a lot. Sorry. I'm talking. Talking here. So you've all been to amusement parks, I'm assuming, at some point? Be it Disney World, Silver Dollar City, Six Flags, something like that? Okay. Do you ever notice that there's not a whole lot of TVs? There's not a whole lot of outside influence? Why do you think that is? Theme song. Full immersion. Exactly. And that's what we want to do here. Once they walk through our doors, obviously we all know where we're at. We're all in Market Heights, Illinois. No. You're in our world now. And we have friends on the other side. My theater friends will get that. But that's the whole thing. For the next however many minutes you're involved with them, they aren't in Market Heights, they aren't in Illinois, they are in Spook Hollow. And it's not only a physical place, it's a mental place. It is all encompassing. And that's what you want to do. Some of the things that will break that quicker than anything is this nifty little device that we all carry around with us. You will see me talk at safety meetings, and I'll tell you right now, it's going to be the exact same thing I'm going to tell you right now. Just take your phone out, Give it a good look. It's pretty. It's nice. Ooh, piece of candy. Now put it away. Leave it there. Nothing worse than paying $30 to come to a haunt. You walk around a corner and there's a skeleton sitting there. Nothing worse. Another thing.
I mean, it has no body to be with.
I like that. This kid right
I
here.
said he had no body.
He's got no body to be with.
Shots fired.
Your soda, your drinks, your energy drinks, whatever. Again, if you're in a 18th century Victorian house, you're probably not going to have a Starbucks sitting out there. Put it away. Find a place that's easily accessible.
Oh, come on, if Game of Thrones can do it, we can do it.
I still say that Ramsey should have just taken her out a long time ago, but whole different version of doggy style there. You're having an issue with somebody in your area, another actor, take it off stage. Okay? If you have a troublesome customer, somebody in your area will have access to a radio. Contact our security team. Don't handle it yourself. Don't try to handle it yourself. Okay? Contact security. It's much easier. That being said, I'm going to hand off to Dale for a couple minutes. Dale is our president of the Mark Men's Club. Dale's also head of security because he sucks at scaring, so he's got to do something. It's true. But I'm going to hand you the microphone.
Oh, I have a mic. I'm Dale. I'm president of the organization. I'm also head of security. Does everybody know where they're going to be?
No.
Yes, no. Show of hands, do you know where you're going to be? Okay, so the majority of you. So, I'm assuming you guys are going to be in the house? Yeah. Where are you going to be in the house?
I'm in the nightmare part in the factory.
Okay. If something happens, who do you get in contact with?
Security.
Who?
Whoever answers.
Wrong. You'll be shown throughout the haunt that we place radios in certain locations that in an emergency you guys can get on that radio and call for security. Also, the guy that was here, still here, Nate. He's back there. Nate's in charge of the house. He'll be going through the house multiple times.
Once an hour is ideal.
Okay, once an hour. Any issues, you can bring it up to him. If something happens, don't wait. I don't want you to wait. If somebody comes in and I'm old, I'm sitting down, y'all sitting down. If somebody comes in your area and pushes you, what are you going to do?
Stay in character and try to see a time where you can equally get the radio and just let them know.
Go ahead, Nate Jr.
I'm gonna follow his dumbass.
Oh,
No, that's the bad
Follow
choice.
him. Seriously.
Let somebody know with the radio.
so
Bad choice made.
the best thing to do, take a mental picture of that person. What are they wearing?
Let's say
Is there any distinctive features on them? Are they wearing a hat? If it is it backwards? Are they white, black, Mexican, purple? I don't know. Those are the information that we need to be able to confront that individual and do what we have to do. At no time should any of you take it upon yourself to confront that individual, because you never know what that individual might do or have on them. That's our job. We have police department here the whole time we're open. We also have the fire department here. And they know all the protocols. And we have a special security radio and stuff, but the radios that will be accessible to you guys, I will also have one of those. And so if I hear that, what I want is, I want what's going on and your location, and that's it. The rest of the details I can get later. But I need to know, where are you and what's the problem? That's it. Ryan, give me an example.
You want a bad one?
Yes.
The worst one I've ever heard was there was a guy in the haunt that had a hoodie on. He's about your height. Cool.
Now I got.
Nothing. Which one is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That was the worst one. The best part was that it was a black guy with an orange hoodie on and camel pants. How the hell did they miss that? Right? It's not racist. It's not you're being descriptive.
How did they?
Get their race. Get what color their clothes are. Those are the two biggest descriptors. Male or female. I don't care what they identify as, what they look like. It doesn't matter. Okay? That's important these days because you get them. I work for Tassel County Search and Rescue with Drone Pilot. Go find a kid in the woods.
Okay.
What kid? How tall? This kid. Which one is it? Right? Oh, cool. Which one is it? Yes, right? Oh, there's Peoria. That doesn't help me.
Right? So that's the kind of stuff I deal with constantly. Up here, it's very similar though. People get sensitive. They try to think, oh, I don't want to label or whatever. Do it. It's okay. You're calling for a security issue. A good call out is security from Ryan. I got a guy with a knife in the coal mine. He'll be there in no time.
Yep.
And as soon as he says that, that's all. You don't have to say anything else. It'll be acknowledged that, yeah, I heard you. And then you're not going to hear any other traffic because I'm going to be on a different radio channel. And we'll be responding to you quick. We respond very, very quick to any incident. But
Anywhere in the haunt about a minute.
But
Max.
and I typically walk through the whole haunt, or try to. Not as often as Nate because I get pulled away too many times. But you know, if I'm walking through and you got an issue, you could say something to me too. You know, hey, you know, I don't quite get a good feeling of those people. You know, they might be drunk. They didn't do anything to you, but maybe they're really drunk, and they could do stuff. Just because they didn't do it in your area doesn't mean they're not going to do it in someone else's area, because that's happened. So all I can say is be vigilant. You know, there's no harm in speaking up to the right people. And if, you know, there's no customers around, you know, you want to wait until the customers are not around. You have a little bit of a break in between customers, and I'm right there. Say something to me if you need to. If not, we're good.
So I guess I got a
Yeah.
question. So do we have like a policy against like drugs and alcohol, like reporting stuff like that if we see it?
Yeah, report it.
Okay. I just, you know.
I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, we're going to have, we have intoxicated people that come through our haunt. We'll never be able to stop all that.
Right.
I can stop the people trying to consume.
Correct. Yeah.
At our haunt, which we have, but you know, or we've also escorted people out that are really intoxicated. That's always fun. But yeah, Nate.
If you see a lighter or a lit cigarette inside They're gone immediately. Let me or Dale know.
Yeah,
That is a absolute 100% fire hazard right there. That's that's worse than 0 tolerance right there.
or if you see someone in there vaping, that's the big thing, vapes now. I don't know why. I don't vape, so. Anyway, we don't allow vapes in the hunt either. So if you see that, let us know. What am I missing? There you go. So you always want to be vigilant too, and the fire department will actually be speaking with everybody at our meeting. I don't know what, safety meeting. We're going to be holding it probably 6:15 this year. In the past it's been 6:30, but we're moving it up to 6:15. Seems to work a lot better. And you'll be told where it's at. And it's not a suggestion to go. It's a requirement. So if I don't see you there, you're going to be talked to probably. You need to go. It's a lot of important information. You need to know the area that you're in. Every area that you're in has a fire extinguisher. Trust me, there's a fire extinguisher. You may not be able to see it when you first go in, but it will be pointed out to you, and you will be taught on how to use it. But by no means do I want you guys to be firefighters. I want you to, if it's just a little fire, grab the fire extinguisher, put it out, report it, okay? Right away. But the main goal is, I don't want you to fight the fire. I want you to report it and get out and get the customers out. That's what I want. We have firefighters that'll go in. I'm not fighting the fire. We have firefighters. They're trained. They have the equipment. That's why they're here. Also, there are also medical staff here the whole time we're open. If something happens, an incident, whether it's caused from another customer or, yourself, hey, I scraped my hand on something or whatever the case may be, don't just stay there in agony holding your hand. If you got to leave your area because of a medical emergency like that, okay, do it. Seek medical attention once you're cleared, and you can go back. But don't just stay there, arms halfway falling off or something. Well, they told me I have to stay in my area. Well, no, come on. It's a good prop, but come on. So, pretty clear?
Yep, sir.
So if I break my leg in your area, what are you doing?
Laughing.
Yes, it's happened here.
Cut it off.
All the way first. Yep.
Now, everybody, once you know your location of where you're at, know your location. Know how to get out of there. In every place that you're at, there's at least 2 exits. You'll be shown those. Nate will make sure that you know those. Correct, Nate?
Yep.
If you don't know, ask.
Yes.
Definitely.
If you have any questions at any time, speak up. We've been doing it long enough, we kind of forget that, most of us can go through that hunt without even turning the lights on and know where we're going, unless Nate's been in there and leaves stuff on the floor. But we don't expect you guys to do that, okay? So,
Refresh yourself every night.
Yeah.
Come in early to refresh where your location is and exit.
in the main hallway, there's actually signs on the door that says what room it is. So, what, Nate?
The fire department will come through multiple times each night. as
Yes.
well. Okay, they will ask you where your fire extinguisher is every actor. They will ask you to simply point if you know where it's at, and they'll keep moving.
They'll also
At that time,
ask,
you don't know something to their answer to their question. Ask them, and they will help you answer that so that you know. So,
they're just here to keep you and all our visitors safe. That's their ultimate job. That's my job. However many actors we have that night, that's how many actors I want to go home that night. I don't want any of yous to leave by ambulance or back of a squad car. That's happened. Huh? Yeah, one time. So, okay, so, any questions? Good, Mike?
Couple things to touch on. Maybe he didn't quite. Self-care is definitely important. Before you come up, eat. Don't eat a huge meal, but eat. Don't live on energy drinks, Mountain Dew, things like that. Water. Water's your best friend. Bananas. Bananas are very good for you. They help you not to cramp up. Also, and I know some of you guys have probably heard this, and I recognize some of you from different band, theater, things like that. So, to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. To be late is unacceptable. Again, people are paying a lot of money for this. Last thing they need to do is get to an area and you're coming in late. Oh, okay, I'm here. Hi, boo. All right. Let's see. So, a couple other things. So, we're going to get up here in a minute and kind of move around, do a couple of things, physical things. One thing to keep in mind as I'm doing this, I'm not doing this to pick on anybody in particular, but if you
What's on the
can't,
front of his shirt since everybody stared at him for the last half an hour?
Dang it! I just
Let us see
Something smoky out of
Every
it.
dollar in my wallet. Every dollar in my wallet. First one who gets it.
he did.
There's no dollars in my wallet.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty sure I had no money for it.
Regardless of the situation and where you're at, because it may not happen when you're in your area, it may happen when you're on your way, or, going to take a break. You never know.
And in that observation, so a lot of times you're going to be getting your makeup and stuff done up here. You're going to be walking back to the haunt. There's going to be people already lined up out here. Again, in character from the minute you leave here. You can walk down that fence line, pick somebody out. Find out what they look like. Find out what they're wearing. Find out who they're hanging out with. They'll remember you. And you just got to try and remember them. It may be an hour or so before they come back through, but you've already taken up some space in their brain. So, something to think about there.
Stay in character.
And stay in character. Never promise things that you know you can't deliver. Like, I'm going to kill you. Again, not going to kill anybody. It's not going to happen. But, if you're standing outside of a doorway and it's dark in there and you can't really see what's going on inside, and you look at this guy and go, you are not going to like it in there. What'd you promise? Technically nothing. Technically everything. So if you guys notice, got a what are all these? A little more literal. No.
Tony.
Hammers.
Hammers. He's smart. I can take hammer. I can cut potato. So, yes, they're all hammers. But they're all different hammers. You wouldn't use this to put a nail in a wall to hang a picture, would you? I mean, you could, but you probably shouldn't. You wouldn't use this to break up concrete. Actually, you probably couldn't. Not with a dead blow. Even though technically it's not necessarily a hammer. Again, so why do I say this? Because you're all like these hammers. You're all people, you're all actors, but you all have specific gifts, specific talents. But all you've got to do is hone in on them, find them, and you're going to be successful. You know, and if you are a sledgehammer working in a tack hammer environment, one of the two things is going to have to change. You're either going to have to find a new environment or adapt to that environment. Now, neither of those is right. Neither of those is wrong. It's all about what you want to do with it. There are many people who are really good at talking and interacting and just not being, constantly talking to people. There are other people who never say a word. I have an actor that works with us that in 20 years that he's been working up here, I've heard him say 2 words to a customer. Seriously. Never says a word. Scary as hell. And part of that is because he doesn't say anything.
What do you say?
Take it. Somebody dropped their phone. And again, he doesn't talk. They dropped their phone out in the woods. He picked it up, held it flat in his hand. Fully extended out. Didn't say a word. They wouldn't take the phone. And he's like, take it. And then dropped it so they could catch it. Those are the only words I've ever heard him say to a customer. 20 years. So, one other thing I was getting ready to talk about was a lot of people get into this because they want to get over some shyness they have around people. We are going to get up. We're going to be doing some interactive stuff. Here's my thing with this. If you can't do this in front of 40 people that are all here for the same reason, doing the same thing, it's going to be really tough for you to do it in front of strangers. Easier to kind of get it out of your system now, being a little social, having a little social anxiety about it. Doing it now, as opposed to once you're in front of people and then you just freeze up and you don't do anything and you just stand there staring at them and looking lost. So, we're going to get up, go out here in the grass, get in a big circle. All right, so this is called string theory. Yeah, so the idea of this is that we're going to pretend that there is a string attached to your body. Somewhere on your body. And I'll tell you where different parts are. And then when we do, the idea is that you're going to walk around with that string attached to a certain part of your body. And that's how you're going to move. It's going to affect your whole physical movement. So we're going to start with the easy one. Huh? Oh no, we're all going to do it. So we're all going to do it. So that string is attached to the very top of your head. It's pulled nice and tight, but it's moving. Everything your body does, everywhere you move, is moved by that string, like being a puppet on a string, is being moved by that string, okay? Clayton, you want to give us an example? Okay. All right. Make Ryan do it. Ryan will do it. All right, ready? So you got the string. There you go. Go.
I'm going Clayton because I said I was gonna.
Okay. So you see how it wasn't really anything exaggerated, but he didn't have much control because there was a string attached to his head telling him where to go. Okay? Everybody got it? All right. Let's see what you got. Remember, if you can't do it in front of these people, how are you going to do it in front of thousands of people? Got kind of a loose string. There you go. Remember, it's pulled tight. It's pulled tight on the top of your head. There you go. There you go. You have no control. Okay. Yeah. See, very good. Some of you guys had a looser string than others. Some of them were on a very tight string. I like that. Very cool. Everybody, now I need you all to turn this way. Look at the guy walking the dog. Say, "Hi, Mike." Hi. All right. So now we've moved that string from the top of your head to the middle of your shoulder blades. So instead of you being moved around like this, now it's kind of in the back of your shoulders. Not a zombie necessarily, but it's in the back of your shoulders. Okay? A little bit. All right. Huh?
Maya didn't go down.
Some people's did, but that's okay. Okay. Next one's a fun one. This one's attached to the top of your butt, or like right here at your belt buckle. So you might not necessarily be walking forward because you gotta kind of. There you go. There you go. So that one's attached right at the top of your butt. She's just getting pulled away. Reeled in like a fish. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo.
You know, I forget about this every year until you mention it.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh crap, I gotta do that. All right. So the next one's even more fun. Now we're gonna take it from the back to the front. Now it's attached to your belly button. It's attached to your belly button, which is great. Because then you can ask somebody. This is a perfect time. This is a perfect time for you to work on a character too, because if that string's attached to your belly button, you just look and be like, "Hey, you want to see my belly button? This is my belly button." So that string is now attached to your belly button. Go.
I throw up from laughing so hard. Everybody's smiling.
Yeah.
Little things, everybody's smiling.
Yeah. All right, we got one more.
All right.
My favorite one. Now we're gonna go from your belly button. We're gonna go a couple inches lower, and just like every 13-year-old boy we've ever known, and Ryan, that string is now attached at your crotch, and you're gonna lead with it, just like Ryan did, or however you feel called to lead that way. You can do it just about anyway. There you go. There, yeah. Yeah, see, he's trying to make sure they don't pull the string out. He's like in a hurry. Great job. Great job, everyone. So there's a couple of reasons we do this. One is to get you guys comfortable around each other, get you feeling each other. But you're also going to need to understand that your character is going to have a certain walk. And again, it comes back to that whole thing of being able to see somebody from a distance. Okay? If I'm a clown, you know, I'm gonna kind of be leading from the belly button, maybe, kind of from the butt, the zombie, the shoulders. But if I'm just going to be this very strong, kind of authoritative character, man, that string is right between my shoulder blades. It is pulled tight. And I'm walking with purpose that entire way. Right to Clayton. No, you're not safe from him one little bit. So, show of hands, has anybody been thinking about their character? Who they are, what they're... Big thing with this is backstory. To me, it is huge thing to have a good backstory. Because if you have a backstory for your character, you know who they are, you know where they came from, why they're there, what their motivation is. And that can determine how you react to people, how you treat people. You heard me talking earlier about my belly button. That's a character, his name's Randy. Randy is completely unhinged. He's not necessarily scary. He's there more just to make people extremely uncomfortable. And believe me, you walk up to a complete stranger and ask them if they want to see your belly button in that voice, it's going to happen. But that guy's not scary. That guy isn't intimidating. But you drop your voice down a little bit and you stay calm. All you have is you're just calm. That half the time can be a lot scarier than anybody yelling at you. One thing you also need to remember is I'm not what's going to scare you. Hello. And there you go. Voice has a lot to do with it. You don't have to come up with a scary voice. You don't have to come up with a silly voice. You can use your own. Too many people want to use just a kind of generic gravelly voice when they're doing this, and especially if they're ever loud. Problem is you're going to do that for about 2 hours and then you're going to not have a voice. You know, we're only open for 6 nights, 6 hours a night. So you blow your voice out the first 2 hours, you're screwed. Exactly. You're screwed, we're screwed, customers are screwed.
Or you adapt.
Or you adapt. They are a good friend. The only problem with that is then if you get too close to people, then they're like, ooh, menthol. So yeah. So these are some of the things you work at. So kind of a homework assignment I give everybody is we got basically 2 weeks till we open. In those 2 weeks, define who you are. Give your character a name.
I'm just gonna go grab my kids and scream.
Okay. Give your character a name. Where are they from? How did they get where they currently are? You'd be amazed at how much that stuff will just start falling into place. And if you get to where you're at and it's just not working, adapt. Change. It's real easy. But you've got to be able to be open to it. That's what all of this has to do. I've got another thing I want to try with you. This one's been kind of hit or miss because a lot of the references, a lot of younger people don't get the references, but we'll see. The idea here is that I've got several relatively famous quotes, movie sayings, things like that. It's nothing funnier to hear Elmer Fudd tell somebody to put the washing in the basket. It does this whenever it's told. So, I've got different characters for movies and TV shows. I have different phrases. We're going to see if we can try those out. And again, this is kind of like finding your voice. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You already got to volunteer. Hallie had her hand up. We're going to go first.
I don't know who you are, but I will hunt you down. We'll find you. And oh boy, will I kill you. We're supposed to say
Not bad, right? It's pretty close, Mickey Mouse. I would know.
I was going to say Minnie.
I know the guy.
Oh boy! I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you.
All right. Who else had their hand up? Me. All right, so take a character out of there. All right, do you know who that is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well
You-
familiar.
Like I said, some people don't know some of the characters, so.
I grew up with this one.
Okay.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. I is river with a rice. And some mama beans, Raggy.
That's kind of like the Scooby-Doo.
Yes, correct. All right, saw another hand over here. All right, there you go.
Okay. Let's see.
All right.
Oh no! Okay, wax on, wax off!
That sounded pretty good to me. Sounded like SpongeBob to me. There you go, good job. All right, okay, let's go have a seat. The biggest thing with this that I can stress is attention to detail, staying in character, doing everything you can to do that. I went to Universal Studios in California a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and they had a Walking Dead haunted walkthrough. Some of the coolest sets I've ever seen. And this is in Hollywood, so you're thinking, okay, this is gonna be top notch, right? Walking through, everything's great. I get to this point, and there's zombies. They're behind a fence, so they can't get to me. Man, that makeup looks great. But apparently the zombie plague didn't affect the back of their neck, or their arms, or their hands. These are the little things that you look for. These are the little things that gives you that full immersion. Another example, what was the character you saw last weekend?
The boogeyman?
The boogeyman. This guy is scary as hell. Big guy. Wonderful costume. Did great. Everything's fine.
Not here, by the way.
Not here. It was somewhere else. Till you look down and he's wearing Hey Dudes. You don't think about that, but it happens. And whether or not it's even conscious or not, you're instantly taken out. Yes.
So to keep obviously the flow of it, for those of us who, wear glasses for their eyes, stuff, how
That's a little bit different scenario. In that, wear your glasses. Because a lot of times what also people don't think about is they immediately think that if you're not alive, that you're a zombie. I personally feel my character is undead. There's a difference. When somebody would call my character a zombie, I would tell them that the only mindless meatbag walking around there is them. There's a difference. So if you were undead, you wore glasses when you were alive. If nothing else, it's force of habit. Your body is still going to want to wear glasses. So there you go. Well, that's the important thing. And we've got a pretty decent costuming and makeup department. But I mean, if it's something you need shoes, whatever, Goodwill's always a good place to go. You can get a cheap pair of shoes there for $5 if you have them. But just kind of, that's something you want to be very, very mindful of. A couple of years ago, we're out in the woods, scaring people, everything's great, and I look over and there's a coal miner from 1824 wearing an Apple Watch.
A red Apple Watch.
A red Apple Watch.
When he puts his hand on the entrance, the damn thing lights up.
I wonder who that's described.
And that's a 25-year veteran, folks. It happens. It happens. So you are...
By the way, it won't turn off the theater mode.
There you go. So remember, you're not going to get every scare. You're not. Apparently he got that one though. Why are we doing this? For fun. More importantly is our mission. Spook Hollow is Market Heights Men's Club. Spook Hollow is the fundraiser to bring money to, we do the fireworks here in Market Heights. We give money to all the schools, the fire department, the police department, St. Jude. We are a not-for-profit. Do we spend every cent that we earn every year? No, absolutely not. That'd be silly. That'd be like saying every time you got your paycheck, you spent the entire thing and didn't save any of it back. You've got to save your money. You've got to do that. But we do bring in a lot of money, and a lot of that money does go right back out. And that's the important thing. So we're doing it to help our community. We're doing it because it's fun. It's like a drug. It's hella addictive. That first scream you get, first time you ever get somebody really good, I guarantee you it's going to give you goosebumps. There's also a lot of other haunts in the area. There's a lot of social media keyboard warriors. We're not in competition with any of them. None of us are. We are a community. So somebody gets on there and says, Orr is the best haunted house in Illinois. Okay. Cool. All right. Or Spider Hill is way better than Spook Hollow is. All right. Your opinion. Good deal. That's the whole point. The last thing you want to do is be disrespectful to other haunts, to other people in this industry. Everybody else is doing this for all the same reasons. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to disagree with them. The easiest way to do it is just not. Just avoid it altogether.
Please. I do on Facebook. Please don't. Because I have to manage it when you do. I generally get really pissed off.
Another thing, after putting some time in, you'll get a shirt like this. Proud to be a Spook Hollow volunteer. So if you go out you got this shirt on, you say you go to another haunt. You go to Blood Moon down in Forest City, good friends of ours. But you're down there and you're acting like a complete jackass. What do you think that does? Makes us look bad. It's not this particular person is being a jackass. It was this person from Spook Hollow, who is now a representative of Spook Hollow, is doing this. And that makes it a problem. Make sure, and if you aren't on the Spooks and Staff page, make sure you get on that page. Share as much of the stuff that we have on there. You'll see stuff that's going to be obviously for us specifically. It's going to be kind of internal communications, but a lot of the, hey, we open in a week. We've got this going on. We've got that going on. Share the crap out of that. Talk to your friends. Make them share it. Hold them down. Share the post.
Share the Spook Hollow post.
Share the Spook Hollow posts. Yeah.
Share the staff.
Yeah, you can't share the staff ones, but the ones that are from Spook Hollow, share those. There are multiple different groups around here. The Central Illinois Horror Society is a big one that's just kind of starting up. Hallie's one of their admins. Hallie's also got a great YouTube channel, /Sisters. They do movie reviews, and sometimes they have cool special guests. But
Other times they have you.
Other times they have me. This is true. So a lot of resources out there. But have fun. Be safe. And the biggest thing is learn, grow. Some people have done this, they've done it once, and they're like, hey, you know what, this isn't for me. And then some people came up here one weekend on a whim and haven't left yet. It's true. I moved to Market Heights just so I could, no, I'm kidding. I didn't, but it did kind of coincide. Yeah, sounded good. So whether you can be here all 6 nights, whether you can be here one night, your contribution is huge. It's important. The fact that you guys are here tonight, it's a Monday. Ugh.
A really happy Monday.
exactly. Well, most of them are. But the fact is, you're here. You're putting the time in. That is important. So you guys have any questions for me? Now's the chance. I'm pretty much an open book. Go ahead.
So when we come here to problem Saturday night, what do we go for?
Great question. Great question. So you're gonna get here. Where do they go first? So you're gonna come down to, I believe it's still door 4. Well, 5
since it was switched.
5 since it was switched. So there's the doors on the outside of the building are numbered, and then there's door 5. You're gonna go in there, turn left. There's a sign-up sheet. Whatever area you're in, whether you're out in the woods, whether you're in the house, you're gonna sign that. Get one of the like little paper wristband things, like when you get in the pit. You get one of those. Then you're gonna come up here, sign up, get signed up for makeup. A couple things about being up here for makeup. If you are in the last section in the woods and you get here at 3 o'clock and then you see them taking people after people after people before you, calm down. Because the people, we try and get as many people in as quick as we can as they come in. But if you're in the first room in the house, I'm going to take you, or the makeup team's going to take you before they're going to take me, who's halfway out in the woods. Because you've got to be out there, you've got to be in your spot ready. Because that first room in the house is going to see a customer half hour to 45 minutes before I ever see them. So plenty of time. So if you get here early and you know that you're kind of out there on the way, don't freak out. Another thing about that, a lot of people will come up here with their friends and hang out and everything. That's fine. Till you get your makeup done. Once your makeup is done, once you're in character, you're gone. Get out. We got a couple of really great women up here that kind of keep everything running, keep the flow of this going, and they will not be afraid to hurt your feelings and tell you to kick rocks. They're not being mean. It's again, trying to keep that immersion going. Okay? So if you come up here and there's 4 of you and 2 of you got your makeup done, the other 2 are still waiting, that's nice. Hang out later. Go, be gone, poof. And you'll hear that probably 100 times a night. If you're in makeup and you're done, leave. I think I covered everything.
What time do we open?
What time do we open?
Back in the back.
We open.
Tickets open at 6:30. We start packing the corral for half an hour. At 7 o'clock, our doors open. If you're in the house, come to the front. If you want to see a hell of a show,
Actually, if you're even not in the house.
yeah, come up to the front.
This is something we started last year or no, I guess 2 years ago? 2 years ago, and trying to get it more and more. The idea is when we open our doors, we have the big barn doors that open. We have the porch right there in front of the house. We want to pack that porch with as many spooks as we can. Then once the doors are officially open, we open those doors, they fling open, and the crowd gets to see all these spooks waiting for them. It's a really cool experience to be part of. I think it's a lot of fun. It kind of kicks off your night, gives you that little bit of an energy boost, a little bit of a kind of hypes you up a little bit. So, yes.
We don't know what we're going to be paid back.
Hopefully you'll find out tonight.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find out tonight with Nate. If not, we'll figure it out. That's even better. Where are you gonna be at? Nightmare. Okay. Do you know which part of the Nightmare?
Hallway with staircase.
Okay. Sweet. I know exactly where you're at. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure. Where are we parking when we get here?
There will be signs
Awesome
up
question.
here that say this parking lot is closed. Drive right past it. It'll say closed by police order. F off. Don't come in here. You're gonna get a ticket. Drive right past
Drive right past it. Then there will be another sign right about here, where that little sign there is. It'll say Spook parking only. So everything back here, there will be a thing lined off so you can park back here behind the bathrooms. So,
You'll be able to park in the grass right back
You'll
there.
let
Yeah.
me park in the grass out here too. That
Yep.
being said, if you double park, I'll have to hit your car.
yes. And that being said, if you happily hit my car,
We found the tool if you hit his car.
yeah. These are all great questions and good things to know. But yeah, if you don't know where you're going to be at yet, I know Nate's got some places in the house that he wants to walk people through, and I can kind of help with that a little bit. Yeah.
Last one is the big bomb. So this Friday, every Friday we're open. $5 from every single ticket we sell is going to be donated to a local charity. The first Friday is going to be Illinois Cancer Care. Right?
You're gonna make me.
We're keeping it local. The second Friday will be Ronald McDonald House. That has not been announced. Don't put it out there until I put it out there on Spook, please.
Yep.
The last weekend we figured it's going to be our biggest one. It's always the highest dollar one we pay. It's the smallest charity. It's one of the taps meeting. Taps.
So yeah,
All about pets.
$5 from every ticket on Friday nights are going to that.
It's going to be a chunk of money. And it's the first time we've ever done it.
And that's in addition to the charities we already donated.
Yeah.
We already donate about $80,000 to $90,000 back to the community each year. But we're trying to figure out a way to add more to that. So we're looking at a potential $30,000 increase in donations. So,
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Share.
And if you've got friends that are like, oh, you're doing Spook Hollow, I'd love to do Spook Hollow. How do I get to do that? Get up here. Come find us. That being said, within the next 2 weeks is going to be busy up here constantly. Everybody is going to need an extra pair of hands. And whether it's sweeping floors, painting walls, carrying stuff, if you've got time, it's always welcome. We will find something for you to do. Trust
If you're
us.
not on Scoops and staff, add yourself, please. There are questions you have to answer. If you don't answer them, you must say no.
Yeah, if they're not answered, I will deny it. I've already done it 3 times today. And they're simple questions. Why do you want to do this? Will you pass a background check? Who told you this? They're simple things.
You can say you're at actor training. I don't care. Good enough.
Heather actually.
Go on in.
Heather is the reason I'm here.
Oh, well then, yeah, you gotta go.
You tried to add, you didn't answer the question of here. Jacob the first time that she sent me a note and said, hey, add this person. I'm like, no, tell her to add it yourself.
All right. Got anything else? Any more questions, comments, concerns, rude gestures? Lead with the string. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you guys took a lot away from this, and we're gonna have a kick-ass year this year. Thanks, guys.